We've got a lot of changes to the show order that we're going to make on the fly. We're utilizing a new system this year to print our show orders, and as we work through this, it's a state program that we're using. As we work through this and kind of get kind of the bugs and learn about the program, we're going to make some changes on the fly here to this program today. So I'm going to try to communicate with you which class is in the ring and who's going to be in the class. And when we get over to the breeding heifers, we're going to have a little bit of switcheroo going on when we get all the calves over here behind us. So we'll try to communicate with you as much as we can as to what is coming into the ring and who is supposed to be in the ring. Our first class in the ring today is British Breed Feeder Steers, and we have 2 exhibitors in this class. We have Allie Hattie and Anna Larson. I'd also like to introduce you to our judge today. Our judge is Deb Thummel. She resides in Sheridan, Missouri, where her family operates a cow-calf operation, and then they also background cattle. Deb is also currently the Region 4 Vice President for the Missouri Cattlemen's Association, and in whatever extra spare time she has, she loves to spend with her 5 grandkids. We greatly appreciate Deb coming out to judge our breeding heifer show for us today. We're all in some weird times right now, so we really appreciate her being out here and judging our breeding. Round of applause to welcome Deb. We need Class 2 of the Crossbred Feeder Steers, Class 2 of the Crossbred Feeder Steers.
It is really good to be here today, and in case you think these 2 calves look similar, they're twins. So they do really resemble, and there's no age difference. So we're going to go with the nod with the steer calf that is just a little deeper body, a little bit sprung, and that matters so that he probably will be the highest consumer of grain and grow the fastest, and he looks to have a weight per dam age advantage now. So give these 2 girls a round of applause. We'll do 1 purple and 1 blue.
Purple in that class goes to Allie Hattie, and blue goes to Anna Larson. Our next class in will be Class 1 of the Crossbred and Other Breed Feeder Steers.
Yeah, she should have got the blue. She should have got the blue. We had 1 purple, 1 blue. Allie Hattie should have got the first purple.
In this class, we have 4 exhibitors, Jenna Hanberry and Mason Shipman.
Did she mix them up? 1 purple, 1 blue. She probably did.
Black to the ring. Attention in the barns. We need our class 3 of feeder steers to line up outside the barn, please. Class 3 of feeder steers.
There's about a month spread in this class, and I'm going to start the class with a calf that really puts it all together. I believe he was a January calf, and followed then closely by a February calf. But this calf is really good on the move, plus he's really good standing still. He's smooth from front to rear, shows lots of natural thickness, lots of natural depth, and it just really puts the whole feeder calf thing together. And I think I see he's still a bull. Probably would do some people a lot of good in their breeding programs as well. Second place calf has the advantage of probably pounds of weight per day of age here, but I'd like to see him tied just a little tighter in behind his shoulders. He wants to droop just there just a little bit, just make him be more attractive on the profile and on the move. Then we come to a couple of younger calves in the class, and I'd like to see how this cream calf grows. Maybe in a month, I might be wrong. He is extremely well patterned, very, very well made, and really appreciate the style about this calf. And then we follow in the class with the smallest frame, lowest weight per day of age calf in the class. I really appreciate this calf's depth of body, but just doesn't pound up with the rest of the calves here today. There'll be one purple in that class, 2 blues, and 1 red.
First purple in that class goes to Nation Shipman. Second place blue to Jenna Hanbury. Third place blue to Jonathan Casson. And fourth with a red to Madeline Pierce. We just had an announcement. Jenna Hanbury's class, calf in the last class, actually received a purple. In this class 2 of crossbred feeder steers, we have 9 entries. We have Kale Worthman, Reese Worthman, Lily Casson, Audrey Geyer, Rafe Geyer, Ashlyn Worthman, 2 entries by Taylor Black and Ashlyn Worthman.
So which one? You get his blue? So you need his blue and Jonathan's right over there. He's leaning against the wall. He got the blue. 206. He got the blue. Madeline Pierce.
Madeline, did you catch that they changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll look for Madeline Pierce. She had the red. So we want that. Okay, push to the fence, guys. Tight right behind. All the way to Addie. Taylor, you're up.
Due to the situation this year, there is not going to be a livestock auction on Monday. It has been changed to a premium donation drive. The Livestock Sale Committee is asking for your continued support of the 2020 West Fair Livestock Exhibitors by making a cash or check donation to the Livestock Sale Committee. This money will be redistributed just as in the past as they qualify to have items on the sale. Donations can be given to any Livestock Sale Committee member, and a huge thank you in advance for your continued support of this program. We'd also like to thank John Fisher and Tom Trady and all of the Sale Committee members for all the work that they've been doing in between the announcement of no sale and West Fair. Again, if you'd like to donate this year, and if you haven't been contacted, please feel free to reach out to any of the Sale Committee members to get your donation.
nice group of March Beer Cats in the ring for us today. And just going through here today, I'm trying to find just good cattle, good all-around cattle, cattle that look to be able to be well fleshed, so not too green, not too fat, just right on. And then cattle that are functionally built. These are male cattle steers, but they should look like males, and the females then, ours are hope that they will look like females. But we've got a steer calf right at the top here that fits this bill really well. Just a real complete calf. For a true show calf, he might be a little throaty, but he has really done well with the care that this young lady has given him. He walks out well. He's very sound and functional on the move. Carries good bone. Has adequate muscling, adequate depth, and spray of ribs. So he should go on and mature into a really nice product for the consumer in form of beef someday. So second place calf follows that pattern just to a T. Just another well-made calf that has the advantage over the rest of his classmates as just weight per day of age. But he's another one that walks out well when he wants to go and is good in form and function. So we'll follow him up with the third place calf that just is the next best one, follows the line that I'm trying to bring the best. He's got adequate muscling, adequate depth of rib. He's just not quite as smoothly made from front to rear. Doesn't tie himself together quite as well as the two ahead of him. Then we come to the Shar calf, another a good doing calf that has adequate muscling again and just doesn't put himself together, hold himself together from front to rear. A little bit more drooped from hooks to pins, but is doing this young man a nice job in his project. Then we get to 5 more calves here that just maybe condition them isn't as heavy today. Maybe they're just a little bit shallower in their rib, a little bit less smooth from front to rear. But I want you to give all these exhibitors a nice hand. They have worked really hard on their projects, and it's good to see them all here today.
First place purple in that class goes to Audrey Geyer. Second place purple goes to Taylor Black. Third place blue goes to Ashlyn Northman. Fourth place blue to Rafe Geyer. Fifth place blue to Cale Northman. Sixth place blue to Reese Northman. Seventh place blue to Taylor Black. Eighth place blue to Ashlyn Northman. And ninth place blue to Lily Casson. So if you're following along in your programs, it starts at the top. 5, 6, 9, 1, 4, 8, 2, 7, 3. Our next class in is our class 3 of feeder steers. This will be our last class of feeder steers. We'll pick a champion feeder steer, and then we'll bring our British breed champion in and select it overall. We have 2 entries in this class. We have Paige Putnam and Ella Borthman.
purple and a blue.
This class of feeder steers, there's not as much age difference as we might, as the size that's presented might expect. We're going to start with the steer that is much the larger framed, higher profiling, highest weight per day steer in the class. And so he makes a very nice first place in this class. Second place calf probably has great days ahead of him. He has all the world to grow in, and the young lady has done a nice job presenting him today. And he may not want to participate as well as some, but is making a nice project for her. So let's give them both a nice round of applause.
First place purple in that class goes to Ella Forthman. Second place blue to Paige Putnam. Okay, so for our champion crossbred feeder steers, we will bring back Mason Shipman and Jenna Hanberry out of class 1. Out of class 2, we will bring back Audrey Geyer and Taylor Black. And then we will bring back Ella Forthman out of class 3.
I knew driving up today that I was going to get to see really good cattle because I got the opportunity to be here a couple of years ago. And these feeder cattle don't disappoint. What we have out here is just good cattle. And so it's nice to see how they all resemble one another when we bring them all back for the championship drive. The young man here at the beginning of the line is going to be your champion of feeder, I guess this is crossbred or other breeds feeder steers, so that will be your champion. And the calf that most closely resembles him for my reserve is going to be the second place out of that class. So these two young people will be your champion and reserve feeder calves today, feeder steers.
Champion crossbred feeder steer goes to Mason Shipman, and reserve goes to Jenna Hanberry. So now we will show our crossbreds against our British breed feeder steers. And so from the first class, we will have Allie Pattee.
overall feeder steer calf. We're just going to keep the champion crossbred and the reserve champion crossbred together. So give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
So if you are following along in the program, if you start at page 1 and you flip over and you go to the back side of page 1, which is page 2, down towards the bottom, we have Reserve Grand Champion Feeder Steer. I need you to write in Grand Champion Feeder Steer that got left off. So our Grand Champion Feeder Steer calf is shown by Mason Shipman, and our Reserve Grand Champion Feeder Steer is shown by Jenna Handarian. Okay, our next class in is going to be our British breed feeder heifers. In this class, we have 4 exhibitors. Our first one is Shane Tarts. Our second one is Will Tarts. And if you flip over to the next page on the back side, we have 2 more exhibitors, which is Owen Larson and Allie Leaders. Attention in the barns, we need class 2 of crossbred feeder heifers, class 2 of crossbred feeder heifers outside the ring, please.
In this class feeder heifers, we got a heifer that really outpowers the rest of her class. From weight per day of age standpoint, I'm going to guess she's 50 to 100 pounds heavier than the other animals in her class. And she is also the most structurally correct heifer, being smooth in her makeup, having more than adequate muscling, and then that depth of rib while also still looking like a female. I think all these females could go either way, either into your breeding program or into your just simply a backgrounding or feedlot program. And then the closest pair in this class is the middle pair here. 2 very, very similar heifers. What I gave the nod to was the heifer that appears to have just slightly advantage in weight per day of age, and is just the slightest bit amount heavier muscle, the slightest bit amount more pulled apart. But that's where I'm splitting the hairs on these two heifers. And then we close the class with the smallest framed, lowest weight per day age heifer in the class, but still a nice project for this young man. So let's give him a nice round of applause, and thank you for this nice class of members.
Placings in our British breed class of feeder heifers. First place purple goes to Allie Leaders. Second place blue goes to Owen Larson. Third place blue goes to Will Tarks. And fourth place blue goes to Shane Tarks. Now we are going to be showing our first class of crossbred feeder heifers. We have 5 entries in this class. We have Charles Clementson, Jenna Hanberry with 2 entries, Audrey Geyer, and Madeline Pierce. We also have a lost Scotch comb up here, so if anybody has lost one, feel free to stop up here at the exhibit at the announcer's stand, and we'll get you your comb back. Jonathan Miller, we need your feeder heifer to the ring, please. Jonathan Miller, your feeder heifer to the ring, please.
Two really nice heifers to start this class with. Just really, in terms of weight per day of age, they're pretty much just about the same. So we get a chance to just look at structure and see what I like to see in a female. And this Starlight heifer is just really sweet. She's really smooth and pretty up front. Definitely looks like a female. Then she gives way to a nice amount of depth of rib and just carries herself really well from front to rib. Gives you a really nice profile when she's standing still, and when she's walking freely, she does that very well too. The next heifer that comes out, this black crossbred heifer here, just lots and lots and lots of volume here. As far as looking for a show heifer, then she's just a little bit, I hate to use the term, but dirtier, a little bit more leather up front. But you know, she takes that and then she comes back and just explodes behind the shoulders into a very heifer with a lot of volume, a lot of shape in her muscle pattern. Two very nice heifers to start this class. Then we have the third place heifer most clearly and most closely follows the first two. She just gets a little bit out-pounded today, but that heifer here is made really nice. She looks like a heifer. She's level from hooks to pins, level to clear down her top, has adequate muscling, and then again we keep talking about depth and spring of rib, and she's very adequate in those areas too. And then we come down to two probably lighter weight heifers, and we come with the heifer that shows the most natural thickness, the most easiness of flesh, and the heifer that I just prefer more than the fifth place heifer. The fifth place heifer's been a nice project for the young man. I just like to see if it's not her frame that's her issue. She's a little bit taller than that other heifer, but she just doesn't fill that out. She doesn't have the depth of rib there, nor the spring of rib, and I'm afraid that might cause her some slower growth on down through her life. But another nice class of heifers, if we can give everybody a round of applause.
First place purple in that class goes to Madeline Pierce. Second place purple to Jenna Hanbury with her calf number 12. Third place blue to Jenna Hanbury with her calf number 725. Fourth place blue to Audrey Geyer. And fifth place red to Charles Clemenson. So in your program it goes 5, 3, 2, 4, and 1. Our second class of crossbred feeder heifers, a little program change here. Nolan Miller's first two calves are scratched. They're actually going to move into class 3. So Nolan Miller's calf number 12 and Nolan Miller calf 3 is going to move into class 3. So we have also a scratch with Jonathan Miller's calf. So in this class, we have Nolan Miller, Cale Forthman, Rafe Geyer, Rafe with 2 entries, Reese Forthman, Shelby Forthman, Audrey Geyer, Milana Forthman, and Ashlyn Forthman.
In this class, there are heifers. It's kind of hard to, they all kind of look like me, and they all have their little bit of differences. They're all about the same age. So there's just a little bit of give and take as we go through these heifers. So we're going to start the class with heifers that give the most weight per day of age and do it in the most functional package. So as we have our first heifer, you see that she is of the heavier heifers. She is the heaviest muscle, deepest rib, boldest sprung heifer that we have in the class. So that gives her the advantages here. Follow her with the second place heifer that's a little bit smoother in her makeup, but this gives up then that depth of rib or the spring of rib and the amount of muscling that we see in our first place heifer. And then as the rest of the heifers, like I said, we were one purple, and the rest of our blues, we just have a little bit of gives and takes as we go through here. And sometimes muscles win, sometimes frame wins, but just really nice class of March feeder heifers. And give all these kids a very nice round of applause, and I look forward to them going on with these projects.
First place purple in that class goes to Ashlyn Northman. Second place blue goes to Rafe Geyer. Third place blue goes to Caleb Northman. Fourth is Audrey Geyer. Fifth is Reese Forthman. Sixth is Melania. Seventh is Nolan Miller. And eighth is Rafe Geyer. And ninth is Shelby Northman. So in your program, we have a scratch, 7, scratch, 3, 8, 2, 5, 9, 4, 6, 1. Our next class is class 3 of cross-bred feeder heifers. So if you notice on your program, the first 2 that were scratched of Nolan Miller on class 2 are actually already down in class 3. They're at the bottom of that class in class 3. In this class, we have 5 entries: Owen Larson, Ella Worthman, Lily Cassidy, Nolan Miller with 2 entries.
Alright guys, go ahead and push straight up to the fence.
Yes, he moved down because they were mad.
We have about a month age difference in this class, and a month at this age makes a ton of difference. But still, the show is today, and so I'm going to make these decisions upon what is in front of me today. And today, the heifer with the appearance of the heaviest weight per day of age is going to be the class winner. She also is the thickest, heaviest muscle heifer in the class, and she also exhibits enough depth and spring of rib and steps out on a good solid bone. I'm going to follow her up with a short-horn appearing heifer that most closely resembles the type and kind that I have in the first place heifer. She's a little bit more higher profiling, I guess, but she's a little bit more smooth from front to rear. But still, she gives up muscling and weight per day of age for the heifer that's in the first in the class. From then, we have the third place heifer. That's another nice, well-balanced heifer. but just a little bit lighter as she's come at us today. Then we come up with 2 heifers that are probably, approximately a month difference in age here, and 2 similar type heifers that show lots of length, spine, and lots of grow in their future, but just get outweighed and outhorsed in this class today. So let's give these exhibitors a nice round of applause.
First place blue in that class goes to Nolan Miller with his calf number 12. Second place blue also goes to Nolan Miller with his calf number 3. Third place blue to Lily Casson. Fourth place blue to Owen Larson. And fifth place blue to Ella Fortman. So no programs is 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. So now we'll be showing for our champion feeder heifer crossbreds. Out of our first class, we will have Maddie Pierce and also Jenna Hanbury. Out of our second class, we will have Ashlyn Forthman.
Just the ribbon. That one's for the ribbon.
As we work through the feeder calf division today, I hope you can see kind of where I'm going. Not necessarily coat color, not necessarily always the biggest or the tallest, just good cattle. And I think all of the exhibitors brought us good cattle here today, so let's give all the exhibitors a round of applause. And this seems like a good place to just tell you folks up here at West Fair that I'm glad you had a fair. I'm glad you gave the kids the opportunity to bring these cattle out. And, it hasn't been that different in Missouri. Our kids have been out of school since March. I do think, though, that the ag community had a huge advantage of having your children home for those months, to get all those extra things done. My husband and our kids are all grown, but we are lucky, very lucky to have a high school senior and a high school sophomore brother and sister that come help us out 3 mornings a week. And boy, what we can get done when they are there. So I just, you ag kids are just wonderful kids, and it's so good that you've had the opportunity to be here today. And this isn't the end of the show by any means, but a thank you along the way to those that are putting on this show, to the parents that helped you pick out projects, to maybe did your chores when you were doing something else. All those things matter. Kindness does matter. We've been behind masks, we've been behind walls, we've been, social distancing, and still kindness and a smile and a handshake, if you feel safe, I guess, still matter. So that brings us back to these 3 heifers that stand in front of us. And out of the first class, I believe I'm going to keep those heifers together again for your champion reserve. Champion heifer is going to go to the Charlotte appearing heifer. She's just super sweet, folks. She's really clean-fronted, Comes back very level from the shoulders to her hip, and then very nicely carries volume down and spring in her rib, front and rear. Just a really sweet heifer that covers her tracks when she walks. Just really super nice. Closest thing we have to that is this young lady's black heifer. Again, a very, very powerful heifer. Just doesn't have that sweet front end that we see. And since this is a show today, I like that really sweet front end we have in our Chardonnay heifer. So again, congratulations to all the exhibitors today, and thank you for having me.
Our champion crossbred feeder heifer goes to Madeline Pierce, and our reserve champion feeder heifer goes to Jenna Hanberry. Now we'll show for our grand champion feeder heifer. So we'll have Madeline Pierce and Allie Leaders along with Jenna Hanberry.
As we go into the overall champion feeder heifer, we're going to keep those two crossbred heifers together. So the Charolais heifer will be your grand champion feeder heifer overall, and the reserve champion crossbred will be your reserve champion overall heifer. So again, wonderful set of heifers, wonderful set of young ladies. Well done.
Okay, our grand champion feeder heifer today is Madeline Pierce, and our reserve grand champion feeder heifer goes to Jenna Hanberry. Okay, shifting gears, now we're going to go into our cow-calf pair competition. Okay, in this class, we do have a duplicate. Paige Putnam only has one entry, so make sure you scratch one of hers off. So in this class, we have Jonathan Casson, Owen Larson, Haley Poland, Paige Putnam, Mason Shipman, and Ella Northman. Attention in the barns, attention in the barns. We need our first class of commercial breeding heifers outside the ring, please. First class of commercial breeding heifers outside the ring.
Okay, when we pull the pegs, Jonathan, you're going to go tight to the other fence. You're going to go in front of them. Okay? So the calf is going to be in front of the mom. Okay? Go ahead and pull tight. The cow is going to be tight to the fence. The calf is going to be in front. Go ahead, John. The cow is going to be straight to the fence.
Are these calf birthdays? Calf sweets, one is one. I don't know. I was just curious. I might not put some. So that totally makes sense. Whatever they put in. Well, they would go both.
The bad part is when you start splitting classes, you can split it by the calves.
Okay. Because some people, it just says birthdays. They just put these up, put the calf
You guys, you have to know how near and dear to my heart cow-calf pairs are. We showed tons of them when our kids were at the right age to show, and even drug a pair clear to Pennsylvania to show the National Junior Angus Show one time, and we were really blessed to actually win the Red Nose Show with that. So to see these kids with cow-calf pairs and to know how many things have to go right to get them to the ring, let's just give them all a round of applause for the fortitude to do this. And so then we come to the two very, very high quality pairs at the top of this class. Just extremely well presented. The genetics behind them must be amazing. The care that they've had has been amazing to get them in this kind of show shape. It boils down to, when you're talking cow-calf pairs, and I'm looking at them, I'm looking at both the calf and the cow. Did the calf improve the cow? Does the calf resemble the cow? Just all those kind of things going into one. What is the udder type on the cow? Just everything all rolled into this package. And so I'm going to give the advantage to, this happens to be a limousine pair, and I'm going to give the advantage to the limousine pair here in both, in terms of the overall cow structure. And let's go ahead and lead them out. And yes, both of these cows are plenty big. That's just the reality of it is today. But we're taking these feeder these fat cattle up to 1,600 pounds, and both these top pairs will do that handily, and as their progeny goes along. But anyway, just a really nice, highly attractive cow that blends really well from front to rear. High quality udder on that cow. She really gets out and walks, and then it comes with a very, very high quality bull calf at her side. So just an excellent pair there. Not to take anything away from the Shar pairing pair here. Just a really, really highly well presented cow and calf. I would say this heifer calf that's alongside. I believe that's a heifer calf. But it's a steer calf. Okay, I thought I saw him earlier, but anyway, so steer calf that we've got going on here. Loads of muscle, loads of style. Just a world of balance in both that cow and her calf. But give those two exhibitors a nice round of applause. Those are two really, really high quality cows. And then outside the show ring when I'm home, I just really like to, if cattle aren't worth much, they might as well be good to look at, So I do enjoy just going through the pastures and looking at high quality cow-calf pairs. And so the third place cow here just comes to the top of this group of four quite nicely. She is a large frame, long-bodied cow, and lends that very well to her calf. Very acceptable udder. Just like to maybe drop this cow in the middle, give her a little more depth of rib, but just a very nice pair there in her own right. Here we come a cow that is showing lots of udder development, lots of milk for her calf. Her calf is pretty young. I think it was a May. But just a nice quality pair here as well. And then in her fifth and sixth place pairs, we have just a little bit difference in body type. And I like the top line in the higher placing cow here today. She's coming to us in the most green condition, so she doesn't look as bulky because she's just a little bit greener. But I appreciate the cow for her moderate frame size, and she's doing a nice job with her calf. We come up with a nice cow at the end of the class to round out the class. Like to just level her up from hooks to pins and just pretty her up a little bit overall. But I think, again, these kids have done a nice job. It takes a lot of things to go right to get cow-calf pairs to the fair. So let's give them a nice round of applause.
Okay, our champion cow-calf pair our grand champion cow-calf pair goes to Mason Shipman. Our reserve grand champion cow-calf pair is Jonathan Casson. And then receiving blues is Haley Poland with third place blue, Owen Larson with a fourth place blue, Ella Northman with a fifth place blue, and Paige Putnam with a 6th place blue. So in your program, it reads 2, 4, 3, 6, scratch, 1, 5.
Hey, Carly, are you busy? Can you give me the water? One of the waters right there says ash on the lid, please.
Okay, now we're going to get into our breeding heifer portion of our show today. Our first class in is going to be our commercial breeding heifers or crossbred breeding heifers. We actually have 3 classes of crossbreds. In this class, we have 3 entries. We have Ashlyn Northman, Kissa Healthy, and Maggie Huff.
Was there a trophy for the feeder steers? It depended on, for the overall there was, but not for the, it's not. Who is the champion? It's a champion for the overall steer feeder calf and the overall heifer feeder calf. Mason Shipman. Was there not one up there? No, we don't have reserve trophies. Yeah, so there was no reserve. They're looking at this. Whoop, I'm sorry. I'll have to see. We might have to order one. I don't. There's a calf back also? Yeah, we just handed those out. Yeah, the cow calf got those. So it was the feeder steer reserve. Just the straight up reserve. Just the, no, so the reserve grand champion steer should have had a. We need to get a reserve grand champion trophy.
Three nice projects in this produce class. I believe I have this right. We have 2 returning bucket calves and then a heifer that had been shown previously here. So just a nice continuation of a project. Got 2 heifers to start the class that are pretty similar until they get on the move. And I'm going to give the nod to the first place heifer here, that very nice, made, high quality heifer, and she excels the second place heifer in how she moves. She's very fluid in her movement, makes a lot of sense frame size wise, muscle wise, depth of body wise. Looks like a female, just a very logical place to start this class. Second place heifer, probably take a prettier backdrop picture. Standing still, she's a cleaner fronted one. She's a very pretty heifer from front to rear. Do you see when she gets out on the move, she just a little rotate her top and just doesn't act as comfortable moving around the ring as the first place heifer. So therefore she goes second today. And And then this third place heifer here, she's a big broody heifer, just like to clean her up all over, make her a little bit more higher profiling, more attractive from front to rear. But just another really nice project for this young lady. Give them all a round of applause, please.
First place purple in that class goes to Kaysa Helvey. Second place blue to Maggie Huff. And third place blue to Ashlyn Northman. Next up will be our second class of crossbred heifers. We have 2 entries in this class, Emily Goodspeed and Matthew Mace.
Okay, yes. Perfect.
Two very growthy heifers to have this first class or the second class of breeding heifers. The first heifer really comes to the top quite easily. She is the attractive heifer. She's the deep-bodied heifer. She is the heavy muscle heifer. She's the biggest bone heifer. So she does rise to the top of this class quite handily. The second place heifer, she's a big, tall, long-bodied heifer that has a world of grow in her, and will sure put that into her offspring. But today she comes up a little short in the terms of muscle and just overall attractiveness. It's still a very nice project for this young man.
First place purple in that class goes to Emily Goodspeed, and second place blue to Matthew Mace. In this third class of crossbred breeding heifers, we have 5 entries: Delaney Welch, Ella Northman, Kyle Moss, Mackenzie Brewer, and Nolan Miller.
give the nod to the red heifer in this class for just overall completeness. The heifer gets out and moves comfortably, very level from hooves to pins, just attractively made. Just nice enough front end that's very feminine up there, and then has enough depth and spring of rib throughout to warrant a first place placing. Between the next two black heifers, a little bit of give and take. Comes down to an advantage of muscle and spring of rib here, and really where she carries it, the big advantage is she carries her thickness from the center of her body clear on back. So a very close placing here in this the second and third place heifer. Giving the nod, the third place heifer over our remaining two heifers, just weight per day of age, depth of body, attractiveness, all of those points. Rounding out the class with a couple heifers, and again we're going to use the fourth place heifer because she is a little more complete in terms of her overall makeup from front to rear, just a little more stout bone, depth of rib, depth in the flank. Just looks a little more cowy to me all the way through. And then the fifth place heifer, a nice high profiling heifer, lots of length of spine, a little bit greener in condition today, and that's not a knock, but she just is, and isn't as deep in the flank and deep in the rear 1/3 of her body as the cattle that place heifer. But just another nice pair, another nice class of breeding heifers.
First place purple in that class goes to Mackenzie Brewer. Second place purple to Nolan Miller. Third place blue to Delaney Welch. Fourth place blue to Ella Worthman. And fifth place blue to Kyle Moss. So placings in that class are 3, 4, 5, 1, and 2. So now we're going to show for our champion commercial for crossbred breeding heifer. Out of class 1, we have Kesa Helby. Out of class 2, we have Emily Goodspeed. And out of class 3, we have Mackenzie Brewer and then Nolan Miller. We need our limb flex heifers outside the ring. We need Mason Shipman and Brooke Wohlers outside the ring with your limb flex heifers.
it is gratifying to come back here for your champion drive, and the heifers all kind of look the same, follow the same pattern. And that's kind of what we're doing here today. Is seeing what cattle fit the same type and kind and present themselves in a really good package. And so out of the 4 heifers that we have out here, there's 2 of them that are in pretty good contention, and it's really, really close. Advantages to both of them, but I'm going to give the nod to the red heifer today for your champion cross red heifer. When this young lady gets her set up, she really does put a nice, pretty high-profiling picture together. She just makes a lot of sense. Nothing like extremely wowing about her. She's not chisel fronted or anything like that, but she's just a big, pretty, attractive female that goes well from front to rear. And we're going to follow her with this black heifer right here out of the 2nd class. So just another really high-quality heifer. Just when we get them set up right, might break a little bit on the top line, but it is really close, folks. Just a nice couple heifers. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Champion crossbred heifer goes to Mackenzie Brewer, and reserve champion crossbred is Emily Goodspeed. Okay, now we're going to start into our purebred breeds. Our first class in is going to be our Lindplex division. We have 2 entries in this division. We have Mason Shipman and Brooke Wohlers.
very, very high quality
Two
females.
champions.
You know,
They're trained and reserved.
I know limousines are, known for their muscle, and I just see that more adequately displayed here in this red heifer, and you really can't fault her. And she makes, when she is set up, she's really smooth from front to rear. The black heifer, oh my gosh, what a profile, what a pretty face. She gets you really, really hard. But I'd like to see the black heifer be a little tighter behind her shoulders there, and just to have a little more muscle to her from front to rear. But two extremely, extremely high quality heifers. You're giving both a nice round of applause again.
Champion Limflex heifer goes to Brooke Woolers, and reserve champion Limflex heifer is Mason Shipman. Okay, our next class in is going to be our limousine division. We have two heifers. We have Ashley Northman with her January heifer, and then if you go down the line to the next class of limousine, we have Dalton Miller with his March heifer. So we have 2 entries in this class.
These single entry limousine heifers. This is a January heifer, big, growthy, stout, long spined, adequate muscle. It'll be really good to see these heifers together for the championship drive. But a very worthy purple ribbon limousine heifer here. Very attractive March single entry. Just loads of quality in this heifer, very highly attractive, and lots of depth of body, lots of muscle, just typical of the limousine. Just a very, very nice heifer here, a very nice project for this young man. Look forward to seeing her in the champion limousine drive. Purple ribbon.
get it? Okay. So this will be the champion.
We talked about these two heifers in their classes, and just two very high quality representatives of the limousine breed. I'm going to give the nod to the March heifer for your champion limousine, and follow her with the January heifer for your reserve. So this is your champion limousine heifer right here. Yes, do give them a nice round of applause. Thank you for that.
Champion limousine breeding heifer goes to Dalton Miller. Reserve champion limousine breeding heifer goes to Ashlyn Miller. Or excuse me, Ashlyn Morgan. We need all of the Angus heifers outside the show ring, please. All of the Angus heifers outside the show ring, please. This class right now is our first class of Angus heifers, and we have one entry. We have alley leaders.
She'll be a purple ribbon. We're going to allow this very high quality heifer to have a purple ribbon so we can see her come back against the other heifers for the champion Angus. But just a very nice representative of the breed, extremely thick, extremely bold in her rib, lots of depth in her rib. Just a very nice high quality Angus heifer, and we'll see her later in the champion Angus drive. nice single entry Angus heifer, super thick, super pulled apart from front to rear. Nicely rutted. Just we'll see how she stacks up against the other Angus heifers in the championship drive. Another worthy in the purple ribbon, and we'll see her back in a little bit.
First place purple and 9 class goes to Maverick Cow. This is our third class of Angus, and we have one entry with Ellen Larson.
This will be a blue ribbon heifer for this young man. Just like to see this heifer exhibit just a little more growth for her age. She's a July heifer, so she's about a year old. So I'd just like to see her be a little more growthy for her age. But just again, a nice project for the young man. And so just another heifer that is a very nice fronted and level from front to rear. And just another nice project. So let's give him a nice round of applause.
First place blue in that class goes to Owen Larson. Okay, now we will be showing for our champion Angus heifer. So out of our first class of Angus, we will have Allie Leaders. And out of our second class of Angus, we will have Maverick Cow. We need all of our Simmental heifers outside the ring, and we need all of our foundation Simmentals outside the ring.
heifers to represent the breed today. Most similar type of kind, very thick, bold, voluminous heifers here that we have in front of us, both with a very adequate bone. Both walk out with the same authority. I'm going to give the nod to the young lady's heifer. This heifer is just a little bit more extended up front, a little longer in her spine, and she might be a tick lighter in her cover today. Both these heifers are plenty heavy in their cover today, but they're both equally so. I'm going to give the nod to the young lady's heifer. Come back here with the reserve champion Angus heifer, extremely thick. I mean, there is a load of thickness and a load of width in this heifer. Just like to see her be a little more extended through her front end, have a little more femininity about her. But two really nice, high-quality Angus heifers. Congratulations to these two young heifers.
Champion Angus heifer goes to Allie Leaders. Reserve champion Angus heifer goes to Maverick Cow. This next class in the ring is our Simmental breeding heifers. We have 4 entries. We have Connor Brummett, Charlie Brummett, Avery Dyke, and Jenna Andary. After this class, we're going to have an addition. We're going to have the foundation Simmental heifers come in.
Writing in this class of Simmental, since this is your Simmental show, so you have your champion and reserve champion Simmental female here. So start the class really with a pair of heifers that are pretty similar type and kind. We have a weight advantage, advantage in the heifer that starts the class. But these heifers are both very sound and functional in the way they move. They're level about their hip, and like I said, they get out and go. We've got advantages in this first place heifer of overall size, definitely string of rib, and just both really, but both nice fronted heifers, high quality heifers that will do some good things in anybody's breeding program. Between 2 and 3 here, we got a little bit of height advantage in 2 over 3. We also have structural correctness as 2 is level on her hip and then gets out and walks just a little bit more free than heifer number, the third place heifer in the class. And that's what happens then when we get to the bottom pair of heifers here, 3 and 4. We do have a weight per day advantage in the fourth place heifer, obviously, but she is just not as comfortable when she gets out and moves. She's a little choppy off of her rear. I'd like to see her move about moving more freely today. But very high quality representatives of the Simmental breed today, and the one is enjoying a ribbon snack as she exits the ring. So give these exhibitors a nice round of applause today and enjoy the Simmental show.
Okay, so for our Simmental division, we have first place, which is Jenna Hanbury, and she will be your champion Simmental heifer. Our second place will be Charlie Brummett, and he will be your reserve Simmental breeding heifer. And then a third place blue to Connor Brummett, and a fourth place blue to Avery Dunn. Now in the ring is our foundation Simmental. This was omitted from your show program. So in this class of foundation Simmentals, we have Jonathan Miller, Ashton Borthman, and James Vandemanner. After this class is over, we'll have one more class, and that will have the entry for James Vandemanner.
have two purples, and this first and second place heifer. Obviously, there's different frame sizes here. Again, it's a give and take. I'm giving the advantage to the first place heifer in her overall size and weight per day of age, and that is why she is at the top of this class today. She is a very attractive heifer. If I would have to change her at all, I'd like to give her a little bit more depth in the center part of her body. But just a very nice heifer to lead off this class. Second place heifer, very, very complete heifer in her own type and kind. Just gives up a little bit of weight per day of age today, and a little natural thickness is viewed from behind. Third place heifer, just like to see this heifer get out and stride better. She's really choppy, especially off of her rear. Just like to see her more relaxed as she moves around the ring today. Another high quality heifer, and give these young Simmental Foundation Simmental heifers a round of applause.
First place purple in that class goes to Jonathan Miller. Second place purple to Ashton Miller. I did that the first time too. Second place purple to Ashton Borthman. Third place blue to James Van de Vander. Our next class in will be the single entry for James Van de Vander. A nice single entry for this young man in the Foundation Simmental class. Just a heifer that makes a lot of sense. Very, very complete in her type and kind. Adequate in her femininity. Nice straight across her top line, and she gets around the ring pretty well. We'll just see how she will be a purple ribbon, and we'll see how she fares in the championship drive. First place purple in that class goes to James Van de Vander. So now coming in for our champion Foundation Simmental, we'll have Jonathan Miller and James Van de Vander with Ashton Borthman.
So we don't come on because we can't let them get the champion. I mean, are you going to let this go, or what are you going to do? Because we're in the process. Huh? But then I say that for pretty good showmanship. So are you going to let it go? Or are you going to take them out? But that's well, we didn't know.
A reminder, due to the COVID situation this year, there is no livestock auction on Monday. It has been changed to a premium donation drive. The Livestock Sale Committee is asking for your continued support of the 2020 West Fair Livestock Exhibitors by making a cash or check donation to the Livestock Sale Committee. This money will be distributed just in the past years as they qualify to have items on the sale. You can catch any livestock sale committee member and give them their donation. And a huge, huge thank you in advance for our 4-H'ers for your continued support of this program. We'd also like to thank John Fisher and Tom Trady and all the sale committee members for all the work that they've done this year to provide this opportunity for our youth.
As we've had these cattle in front of us today, we've been talking all day about heifers to look like heifers, steers to look like steers, etc. And to start with a nice front end and to move into depth of body and natural muscling and soundness of feet and legs. And I think the heifer that's out here that does that in this division is the red heifer. So red heifer will be your Champion Foundation Simmental, and then we'll follow her from the first class. Congratulations to these exhibitors.
Our champion heifer was James Vandevanner, and our reserve champion Foundation Simmental heifer was Jonathan Miller. Our next class in is our Charlet, and we have one entry, Garrett Ahrens.
The second class got first purple, and they received champion. And Jonathan Miller in the first class got reserve.
This single entry will be very deserving of a purple ribbon in the Charlet Deposit Show. She shows a high percentage of Charlet as she presents to me today. Very high profiling heifer, very attractive at the outer front end. Just an adequate amount of depth and just a very attractive, growthy, high quality heifer for this young man in a single entry. Give her purple and we'll see him here in a little bit.
Our champion Charlet breeding heifer is exhibited by Garrett Ahrens. Our next class in will be our Charlet composite heifers. We have 2 entries. We have Bree Barrier and Madison Ahrens.
I missed what you got. Purple and champion. Champion Charlotte.
to start this class with just exemplifies what we've been talking about all day. A heifer that looks like a heifer and then gives way to nice depth of body and a nice string of rib, and then a very, very adequate amount of muscling. And then she does set down on a nice foot, and she's very free and easy in her movement. Just makes a very nice, logical place to start this class with. Follow it up with a heifer, a very nice type of heifer in her own right. Has grown well for her age, making a nice project for this young lady. Maybe a bit out of style today, but just a very nice project and very nice effort. Give both of these young ladies a round of applause.
Champion Charlene composite breeding heifer goes to Bree Barrier, and Madison Aarons had a second place bull. This next class is a single entry class. It's our Kianina class with Maverick Cow.
A very growthy Kianina heifer for this division single entry. She'll be your champion Kianina, and we'll see her back here with the other heifers for the championship drive. But just a very sound, functional heifer that has done a nice job for this young man. So let's give him a round of applause.
Champion Kianina breeding heifer goes to Maverick Cow. Our next class in will be our produce breeding heifer class. We have 2 entries. We have Cale Worthman and Madison Aarons. We need all champion and reserve champion breed heifers. So this would be our crossbreds, our Linflex, our Limousine, Angus, Simmental, Foundation Simmental, Charlet, Composite Charlet, and Kianina heifer.
they are going to be breeding heifers and stay in their herd. Both heifers have been bred recently, so we're off to a good start. And just want to give the nod here to the deeper-bodied Mulder Sprung heifer to be first place in this class. They will both be miracles. That is just fine. And and then following up with a very nice pattern heifer here that just gave up a little weight per day of age and pounds to the heifer ahead of her today. But a very nice, well-balanced heifer in her own right.
Champion Produce breeding heifer was exhibited by Madison Aarons, and Reserve Champion Produce breeding heifer was exhibited by Cale Forthman. So now we're going to get our ring set. We're going to bring back all of our champions and pick our overall grand champion breeding heifer. Champion Drive. In the crossbred division, we had Mackenzie Brewer. In the Limb Flex division, we had Brooke Woolers. Daltler had the champion Limousine heifer. Allie Leaders had the champion Angus heifer. In the Simmental division, we had Jenna Hanberry. The Foundation Simmental was James Vandevan. In our Charolais division, we had Garrett Aarons. Bree Barrier had our composite Charolais breeding heifer. Maverick Kell had our champion Kiania heifer. And we round out with our champion produce breeding heifer with Madison Aarons. As we finish up today picking our champion breeding heifer, I'd like to tell you a little bit about our judge today. I announced at the beginning of the show, but now that we're at the end of the show, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Deb Thummel. Deb resides in Sheridan, Missouri, where she has her and her family have a cow-calf operation, and they also background cattle. Deb is the Region 4 Vice President for the Missouri Cattlemen's Association, and in her extra time, she loves to spend it with her 5 grandkids. Let's give Deb a big round of applause today.
have the opportunity to work with both cattle and kids, and both of them are high quality cattle and kids. It is a wonderful afternoon. Your facility is wonderful. Your support of your young exhibitors is wonderful, and it has been a great pleasure to be here this afternoon. I hope that you see these heifers that are out here today for your championship drive do resemble each other. We've got heifers that look like heifers. I've said that how many times today. And then they come out of their front end, and they come into their center of their body, and they've got some depth of rib. They have some spring of rib. They have some quality they're nice to look at. But there are two heifers here today that have really risen to the top of this high quality set of heifers. And I'd love to smack them, and have lots of drama and all that, but I don't want to. We've got some heifers that are not wanting to really cooperate and be kind, and I don't want to get anybody hurt. So maybe we would have a round of applause for your champion heifer, which is going to be this Olympic heifer right here. And then your reserve champion heifer is going to be the composite Charlotte. So again, it's been really fun, and thank you again for having me spare and having me be a part.
Grand champion breeding heifer is exhibited by Brooke Wohlers. She has a Limplex heifer. And our reserve grand champion breeding heifer was exhibited by Bree Barrier with her shark composite heifer. We need senior showmen outside the ring, please. We need senior showmen outside the ring for showmanship. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and call our intermediate showman for showmanship, intermediate showman for showmanship.
Just to tell them that they could wait, they didn't have to give the Right.
Hey, will you grab that water right there on the without a Yeah.
Okay, this class right now that we have in the ring is our senior breeding bee showmanship class. We currently have in the ring Avery Dyke, Madison Aarons, Emily Goodspeed, Jenna Hanbury, Maggie Huff, Jonathan Miller, Kyle Moss, Ashlyn Worthman, and Brooke Wohlers.
So there's a grand and reserve, right? Okay. And then they all get a ribbon color. Okay. She went back to get more ribbons.
Is she the judge for tomorrow? Or Swan? Oh, I give it to Adam. No, I don't. Who the judge is. I can ask Adam. Super quick. Right now, I'll ask him. Yeah, I'll ask him. What's your judge's name? Yeah, we'll go ahead. That's it. We'll just find out.
Just a reminder to all of the kids that have market beef projects, immediately following the first year showmanship for breeding heifers, we are going to have the workout in the ring for you to be able to bring your calves in and practice. One thing to remember, you need some type of closed-toe shoe on, preferably boots, and no hats in the ring. The other thing that's going to be a little bit different this year is that we are limited to 8, and we're going to limit it to 8 in the ring at a time. So as soon as showmanship's over, if you want to bring your calf in, get them acclimated to the ring, feel free to start lining up over here on outside the ring, and we'll get everybody through and practice through the ring. Please put your hands together for all these senior showmen. They are doing a really nice job, and every one of them was able to tell me the birth date of their project and even a little bit more about their project.
We do have some young ladies and gentlemen that are turning out. This is the last hurrah for them at their county fair. And then we have some other seniors that still have a year or more to go. So they have done a really, really nice job. There are a couple young ladies in here that have been dead on. They've been in here before today and done a nice job as well with them. And there has to be a champion and there has to be a reserve. And, this is a good place to say, we hear a lot about hard work and that hard work will help you succeed. And definitely it does. Definitely it does. I'm not here to tell you not to work hard. I just want to go ahead and tell you that sometimes you can outwork everybody else and still not win. Is that a bad thing? No, it isn't. As I parented 3 kids, sometimes and a lot of times, and most of the time, they learned the most when they didn't get what they were going after. Maybe they were the best at it and it wasn't their day. The judge didn't see it that way or, whatever. And that's another time to say, if I don't choose you today or I didn't pick your calf today, that doesn't make that calf any less of a calf. I want you to be observant about the industry. I want you to learn to learn something from being here today. I want you to thank your parents again and all the people that have helped you. I want you to do things like that. But I guess the most important thing is I want you to always put your best foot forward at no matter what you're doing. And if you aren't the winner that day, sulk a little bit, I guess, it's okay. But come back. Come back and do. Come back and be. And never give up on yourself. Learn a little more, But anyway, I don't want you to give up. I don't want you to give up in this world. I don't want you to give up working hard. I don't want you to give up doing something that you really enjoy doing. And with that said, I have to pick 2. And so your champion senior showman is going to be this young lady with this red heifer. The reserve senior showman is going to be this young lady with this black heifer. We give them a both round of applause. Very pleasant young lady. Wonderful young men and women out here today.
Grand champion breeding bee showman in our senior division goes to Brooke Wohlers. Reserve champion, grand champion breeding heifer showmanship goes to Jenna Hanberry. Congratulations, girls.
And all other participants will be blue ribbon showmen. Things that and the juniors and the intermediates are coming up behind, but things that I was looking for were, did you automatically fill the space when somebody was pulled out ahead of you? Did you take the ring wide and use the whole ring? All those little things were able to set your heifer up. But those are the things that really did well for the young ladies today. But thank you very much.
I gave out the champion in reserve in 1 blue, so is there 5 more than, or were there 8 total? I think I have that.
Okay, now we have our intermediate beef breeding showmanship class. We have 4 entries. We have 5 entries. We have Bree Barrier, Mackenzie Brewer, James Vandevanner, Owen Larson, and Gary Herrings. We need all junior showmanship participants outside the ring, and we also need our first-year beef showmanship participants outside the ring as well. Junior and first-year beef participants.
Carol still here? Okay. I'll need to push you back here tonight. Okay. You need to have her, she should be in the office in the morning. Okay. Alright, we have
Okay, I'm not going to prolong this any longer. Some of these heifers are saying it's hot. This is different than I've been all summer, and I really want to be done. So, with that being said, give a nice round of applause for your intermediate showmen today. Got a lot of perseverance and fortitude happening out here, and hope that they and all the kids do enjoy what they're doing and make this a longer career than just today. So, with that being said, my champion intermediate showman is going to be this young lady right here, and the reserve is going to be the So, congratulations to all of you, and good luck with your projects on down the road. Blues for these two.
Champion intermediate breeding beef showman was Bree Barrier, and reserve was Garrett Ahrens. The champion intermediate breeding beef showman was provided a trophy donated by Cindy Sherman in memory of Roger Wilton. Our class in right now is junior breeding beef showman. We have 4 participants in junior breeding beef showmanship. We have Kesa Colby, Maverick Howell, Dalton Miller, and Mason Shipman.
allowed to go over on hours this week?
Probably. I clocked in this morning at 5 o'clock at 32.
We were at 32 like a half hour ago, so.
It is what it is.
One more thing today that is really appreciative is that all these kids that came into the ring today came in with the proper equipment. And I say that because if they were going to play baseball, they would have a baseball bat, a soccer and a glove, and the proper shoes and that kind of thing. So as we participate in livestock showing, we need to do that. We need to, if we're going to participate, then we need to have the show halters that the kids have, and boots and those kind of things. So we look the part, that we know that we are participating in an industry. So I want to applaud everybody today for looking the part, for taking the time to research and know. Maybe they learn from a family member or whatever, but learn to know what it takes to show cattle. But these 4 junior exhibitors have done a really extremely nice job today. They all need a nice warm round of applause. Just tips for them to make them even better showmen than they are. Again, it's that filling the gap. So like when a heifer or a steer comes out ahead of you and is placed, to keep the line, to keep things together for the judge, just go ahead and walk up and fill that gap is what that's called. But that's being really picky for junior age kids to pick up on that. So I just want you to, if you're going to take it to the next level and continue doing this, that's something to learn. But I have really enjoyed myself today. I knew I would see good cattle. I knew I'd see good kids. I knew the facility was wonderful. And so I really looked forward to being here today, and you have not disappointed in me at all. So with that being said, your champion junior showman is this young man right in front of me today. He's done an exemplary job with all the projects he has brought in here today. And I'm going to give the young lady with a big smile who's the championship recipient. She's done a nice job getting her numbers here. And this is only the beginning. You guys have lots more years doing this. I hope you enjoy it for many, many more. And again, thank your parents.
Champion junior Virginia showmanship was Mason Shipman, and reserve champion was Kesa Helmy.
Jenny, did they get champions in reserve for this? They don't have a trophy, but we can give them a championship award. Just the ribbons? Yeah, just rosettes. And they get purple.
Okay, our final class of the day is going to be our first year breeding bee showmanship. In the ring now, we currently have Allie Leaders, Kesa Helvey, Owen Larson, and Dalton Miller. Attention in the barns, attention in the barns. We are in our final class of the day. As soon as this class is over, we will have started on our practice market beef showing in the ring. Please start heading over to the outside of the ring if you would like to run your marketing animals through the ring.
They're going to hurt my feelings.
The whole day has been like this. Not particularly.
We've got just youngsters, so we wanted to make sure they got a chance to.
Was this the particular person?
I understand.
In this first year breeding bee showman, we will be choosing the top 5 exhibitors, and there will be a cash award donated by Kevin and Sarah Ross. And Mr. Grody politely reminded me that we only have 4 in the class. So. I'm all out of classes. I'm all out of advice. You guys know everything that I know today. But this first year showman, wow, these kids are really doing a very nice job. They are placed as they stand. So it's very nice to have the money, extra money awarded in this class. And congratulations to these 4 fine exhibitors today. Okay, we have first with Kesa Helvey, second, Dalton Miller, third, Allie Leaders, and fourth, Owen Larson. That concludes our show today, folks. Thank you very much for attending and supporting the youth and the Crazy World of